Y'all. All right, here we go. Time to finish strong. You know what I'm saying? We got our cup of coffee. Heading into the studio. Yeah. Well, that's when you know I'm live. And I had to get about 10 more minutes sleep this morning. I know it's been strong Friday. I get it. But man, was I tired. Stayed up late creating reel and short for our business, Nesbit Repair. Good old 5 minute Frank's five. Yeah, I couldn't get the video the way I wanted it. And then I finally got it, but you just persist, right? But it's something I want to create and do. And you know what I'm saying? Anyways. All right. Well, we're here though. And it's a great day to be here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being a part of this journey, man. You're up early. Good job. Way to go. I'm proud of you for constantly sticking with it, constantly going after it, getting up early and being a part of this process with me. We are the Amish Matchmakers, Chantel and we help Amish singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a long lasting legacy that is rooted and founded in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Love, it's such a good thing. And Chantel and I were so grateful to be successful developers, investors, and wealth managers. We do our best to be faithful with the Father's given us and continue to expand it, grow it, and develop it in all areas of our life, relationships to finances to health, wellness, fitness. All these things matter to us. And we're here to just give to you what's been given to us. That is wisdom over the years. And I'm super grateful for you, Mr. Good Day, Mr. Ken Mullet. I'm excited to see you, brother. I'm going to call you. We've got to connect. We're headed your way next week. We have to get together. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm grateful you guys joined me this morning. And I'm going to, we've been talking about date night, right? And things to say, what to say on the date, uh, what to talk about. And we talked about what things to say and how to say it. And we'll finish today. Yesterday, if you're listening to yesterday's live and you're staying in this series with me this week about date night and what to talk about, we talked about sparring. And that's part of the back half of feldspar, which is an acronym that we utilize to communicate well with each other about our dreams and goals. And so in this case, when we recommend to people that are working on getting to know each other better that they do what's called sparring, which is the last four letters of feldspar. And it's yesterday we talked about questions and things you can talk about and ask about spiritual. And then physical, right? It has to do with what they believe about God, what their beliefs are, spiritual beliefs, what is their goals physically, like for their health, fitness. Again, these are pretty easy topics to talk about. And then we got the last two that are amazing. A and R, inspiring, is adventure and relationship. But before I get into that, I want to talk about our date night, Chantel and I. So we have set up, I'm going to plan the date now with you, men. You remember I got these adventure cards that my mom gave to me for my birthday for Christmas. Chantel and I got these from my mom for Christmas. But I was thinking that I love surprises and adventure. So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and draw another one. um, I was looking at this adventure and bucket list. Remember, it says on there what it is. Like it's in daytime, evening, 1 to 2 hours, indoor, meal, year round. So I'm going to look for that as well and find another one. And then we'll choose between the two of them. How's that sound? And you guys get to help me choose between the two of them. So those of you that are here, thanks. You're getting to help me decide what date night to go on. And it will be tomorrow night. Here's one in Athens. It says daytime, kind of like this one. It's daytime only. Spring or summer, that's not going to work. Here's another year round in Atlanta, number 2. So we got number 4 in Atlanta, number 2 in Atlanta. This one says it has double dollar signs, daytime and evening, 2 to 4 hours. Ooh, that's a longer one. Indoor, relaxed, and year round. Well, 2 to 4 hours. Maybe. I have a feeling it's like a massage place. Massage and dinner or something like that. Let's see. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, that's towards the end of the year. This one says April through October. I'm going to keep going here. Year round, 2 to 4 hours again. And it's indoors, okay? Year round. This one says 1 to 2 hours, daytime and evening. Let's do that one because I think we need an evening activity. If we weren't going out of town next weekend for our Epic Intensive, I would probably do a daytime one as well. All right, so here we go. Says it's the Georgia Adventure Bucket List. All right, and we have I'm picking out my date night for tomorrow night. We are the Amish Matchmakers, and so this is a fun idea, something you can do that's adventurous. It is. My mom got this for me for Christmas. She knows Chantel and I do dates, and we do adventures, and we love fun stuff. And we like trying new stuff. I'm sure you can find this online as well. Because when I did look it up, adventure bucket list, and then you can have different parts. It says enjoy hidden gems, classic hidden gems, and you design. You can go any state. You can pick a state online. I did notice that where the website had that, and there's different adventure keys. It says indoor, outdoor, spring, summer, fall, winter. The price, if it's $1 sign, time of day, duration, activity, relaxed, or meal. This one, oh, that's right. This one says meal. Okay, so we got another meal one, which is probably perfect for this Saturday. So that's kind of fun. We've already scratched this one off last week, and it was for Polaris, a restaurant, and it is actually a hotel as well. And we set reservations last week, and then we got all that snow, and so we didn't end up doing that date last week. So we could do this week again, or I'm going to scratch off. I told you I like adventure and I like surprises. So I'm going to scratch this one off and see what comes up. Again, the topic this week is date night, what to talk about, what to do. Pause. Cheers if you got coffee. Remember who you are. Guess who's on the front of it? Dun, da, 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 Mufasa. Or Simba. Sorry. Still, remember who you are. If you like The Lion King, I enjoy The Lion King. I enjoy it so much, I got tattoos about it. The lion. Okay, just kidding. Lion has to do with 4 faces of God. All right, so here we go. Scratching off now. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, we are Amish Matchmakers, and we love helping. It's a love talk, helping people to develop their relationships. And whether you're single, we do. People are like, "You're not Amish." I know I'm not. Thank you for letting me know that. We have the reputation because we help Amish. 80% of our clientele are Amish culture, and actually, they come from Anabaptist, so they're either Amish or Mennonite. and most of them are Amish. We do have some Mennonite, but it is kind of cool. It's very cool, actually, and very unique what we do, and we love what we do. Scratching off, I'm talking to you. I guess I could scratch off in silence. But what I was going to ask you while I'm looking at this, is while I'm scratching it off, is would you be willing to subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook? Hit the notification bell so when we go live, you'll be notified. We've got several things going on, and we're always jumping on here live, and just appreciate the support. And also, we promise you that if you will support us in this journey by you liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, it actually lets YouTube and Facebook know that you're enjoying what we're doing and you like to see more of it, and then they show it to others. So that's the cool part, because they show it to others and then it actually spreads the word and helps us to get the word out. And our goal is to really make marriage great again. You say again, when was it great? Well, it was great in the garden, if you want to go all the way back. Uh, it's good. It is great. And that's what we want to be, as an example of greatness to you. And so you know it's possible. All right, here we go. Oh, how interesting. Dun, dun, dun. It says, grab a hot dog and a frosted orange at the Varsity, the world's largest drive-in. Well, I already know the answer to this. I was going to let you guys help me choose. Oh, this is so ironic. Cheers. All right. I have to laugh so hard. Says largest drive-in. Scan for more info. Bonus, visit the world of Coca-Cola and the taste beverages from different countries. Okay. That might be cool. We have never done Coca-Cola yet, by the way. It is a museum in downtown Atlanta. It's very cool. We've never tried it, so it sounds cool. I didn't even think about different beverages from all over the world. That's cool. I didn't know they do that there. But I will tell you that my wife and I are so much alike, and we will not be going to the Varsity. We went there one time. That was all we needed to go there. Now, I would agree that it's cool adventure and a nice one-time experience, but no, thank you. Grab a hot dog. They have hot dogs and burgers and a frosted orange at the Varsity. It's just like, how do I even describe it? It's definitely like it says drive in, but drive through, like fast food type. It's very famous, and it's very like, man, I don't even know how to describe it. McDonald's-ish. we just I mean, again, it's an experience. A lot of people have been there. It is famous, nationwide famous, the world's largest drive-in at the Varsity. We had some friends take us there and like, this is so cool. No, thank you. So guess what? Polaris wins. I never even thought about that we would scratch them off, that we'd say no thank you to. Well, you wait till I show Chantel. I'll show her live. You can see her response. I got a surprise for you. I'm gonna be like, I got a surprise for you. We're going. I scratched off a new date. I think we should do it. What do you think? Which one do you want to do? Oh my goodness, that is too funny. Now, I will say it is pretty cheap. It's $1 sign versus the Polaris $3 signs. Yeah, it's like, yeah, good old fashioned like diner hot dogs and burgers and fries and onion rings. Very greasy and not so healthy. My wife and I are very healthy, health conscientious, and so again, I really appreciate the fact that yeah, that we both would agree on that, I think. But you can see live if you tune in later live when Chantel and I'm talking about this topic and date night and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna. But I need to book it as well. I need to get our reservation for Polaris. Hopefully, it's still open. But welcome, um, Richard as well. Awesome. Glad you're here, buddy. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna let this one be so seen too. There you go. You got your claim. This is I wouldn't listen to a guy, some guy that outs grease on his hair. Greasy hair. Oh my goodness. All right, so date night this weekend. We're gonna stick to the Polaris. But again, it'll be fun to see what Chantel, how she responds, right? And she'll be like, no. Oh man, that's awesome. Fun adventure stuff. But I guess there is going to be a time where you go, no, thank you. If it says, let's go to McDonald's, get a Happy Meal. I think I'll pass on that for a date. But if you've never been to, again, if you've never been to um, the varsity in Atlanta, go one time at least just for fun, just to see what it's like. It is quite a setup there. But anyways, all right, we'll leave it at that. So now you're on date night. And we've talked about different things to do for date night. This is what that idea is for. As a couple, later I'm also going to read another question from our to get to know each other. Right, there's a little case or little card thing for going deeper in relationships. It has some cool questions in there, hundreds of them, hundreds and hundreds. So we'll pull another card, Chantel and I later. And we'll talk about date night, booking that and getting that booked and stuff. But also, yeah. But also, so again, that's part of it, man, is how important it is to book it and then book the appointment and set the time and place. And we talked about that and how it matters to a woman. It matters to our wives. It matters to our fiance. It matters to our girlfriends, or it matters to someone that you are just starting to date. It does. It matters that you set a time and that you are give it some thought of where you want to go eat, where you want to go, what you want to do for the date. Even maybe you found out she's really into nature and loves going on walks, and you can go on a walk and then go have dinner. Or maybe it's not dinner at all, maybe it's a walk and coffee for the first date, if you would. But I think it is really important to understand how good and healthy it is to get to know each other and actually go on some dates and connect with people. The one thing that I think has been shifted and changed in the whole dating realm is like, if you, this strange thing, or maybe it's just the younger people, like older people, I think, or more mature people, we should say, whether they're in the 20s, 30s, 40s, I think they can see how beneficial it is just to get to know people and hang out with people and not have the pressure of dating and what it's turned into, but just going out and hanging out and calling it a date. Hey, let's go on a date, but not having to feel like, oh, I'm committed to this person and I can't go on dates with anyone else. Now, there is a level and a place where you get to that, but I believe that it's very powerful and important to communicate that. Like, not just, and again, that's don't assume anything. Communicate well, ask those questions, and it is a good thing to be communicating, connecting with people, and developing those skills of connection and communication. All right. So the three C's of connection, again, we always talk about this: confidence, communication, commitment. To have deeper, more meaningful relationships, we got to work on these three things. Be good at how do we become confident? Well, we take action and go on dates. Like, you're probably not going to be very like confident on your first date, but you work on it. That's how you work on it. You practice. I said as well, you can practice role playing, having conversation, communication with people, with your family, your siblings, your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad. Like, you can practice communication and forming before you ever go on a date. And then when you're on that date, you're going to work on communication, good smile, good, clear eye contact, and really honoring, nodding your head, listening, be a great listener, right? And then number three is be committed to this process of dating. and through the process of getting to know people and learning about them, to decide whether you do want to be committed for the long run. Does that make sense? It's for to get married, to get engaged and get married. And we do. Chantel and I love and believe in marriage. We believe in the covenant. We believe in the marriage certificate, that it's a beneficial thing to have that covenant and have that document, that it really just shows a level of commitment that, well, it's just a piece of paper. Well, okay, whatever it is, but it is a covenant, and it helps to signify the covenant through that piece of paper. And I think it's powerful. Just like I have worked with people in business, and to give them shares in the company and give them a certificate of shares and document, make it official that they are an owner and a partner in the business, is very significant as well. Receiving that paper just shows that it's like a physical proof of I am making um, a covenant with you when it has to do with marriage. And it's also the same like in a business. Like I said, they receive those shares in the company and they're like, wow, I actually have a certificate. This is valuable. It shows and true. It's a legal binding document that shows that I am a partner owner in this business. I've watched it with my own eyes to see people how cool is this? I've seen that with marriage certificates, signing out. Oh, it's official, right? It feels amazing and feels like we're taking a step towards. I mean, it's the same with when you're signing papers on buying a business. So you're signing papers on adoption. Like that was a beautiful, amazing thing for me when I was signing papers and documents when it became legal and official, that I was officially Hazel's father, and that my name was going on her birth certificate. That was powerful to adopt her. It was amazing to have the judge say, yes, we see you are a good father. You know, they go through the process and background check and all that stuff, and then bam, yes, you can be listed as her biological father on her birth certificate. Super powerful. So I say all that to say this: we believe in marriage. Now, you're on your date, and let's start with um, you're on your date, you're married. Okay. You're on your date, you're dating already. You've committed to a date night, whether you're married, dating, engaged, or single. First is making time and committing to a date night. We've talked about this. So hopefully you're doing these things and paying attention, making notes on it. But if you're married, let's start with married. And we're on our date. You're married. You've scheduled your date night. By the way, we highly recommend. It's been the best experience for us, the best experience for others, and to give your best after rest. We rest on Saturdays, sleep in, chillax, relax. And some of you may have jobs and things that you can't rest on Saturday. I'm very grateful that we can. And I'm grateful that what we do allows us to do that. And we work hard 6 days a week, then we rest on Saturday. Seriously. And by the way, I consider Sunday like a day of working as well, planning, family stuff, honeydews, chores around the ranch, connection with the family, and being purposeful with that time, going to church, connecting with maybe friends and things too. So that's why we don't even consider Sunday a day of rest. Some of you do, but I call Saturday my day of rest. And I do honor and believe in the Shabbat and bringing in the Shabbat and the Sabbath, as some of you know it. And that's from Friday night, sundown, to Saturday night, sundown. And so that's what we do to celebrate our Shabbat is Friday nights. So with that said, date night then is Saturday night. It's what we recommend. Give your best after rest. So we have it on our calendar. It's there on my calendar. An appointment, booked appointment, is date night with my wife from about 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock the next morning, Sunday morning. Just so you know, that's what it is. And why do I say 9 o'clock? And it varied. I think it used to be 8 o'clock. But again, it's allowing us to cuddle and be together, sleep together, right? And now, and then also we would tell our kids that you can't come in when they were little. We taught them till this part of the clock gets to this part because kids want to come in and mommy, daddy, right? It's the weekend. You're home and you're sleeping in, so they get to pounce on you in bed, whatever, the littles, and it's fun and adventurous for them. However, it's all right that you have that time with your spouse. Again, we're talking to married couples. Have that time with your spouse and connection early in the morning, even on Sunday morning, and cuddling and loving and connecting, quality cuddle time. Seriously, it's very good, very beneficial. And that's why we did. We would call our date night from 5 o'clock Saturday night till 8 a.m. Sunday. I say 8 because we usually go to church now by 9 or 11, just depends. But we usually get up by 8 and out of bed. But back when our kids were little, it was the same thing. They knew not to come in till the clock said that time because that we just taught them that. You can play in your room. When they're real little, obviously, diaper changes, things like that was different. But I'm just saying, as they got older and would want to come into our bedroom and wake us up on the weekends, we would teach them the time to come wake us up on Sunday because it's mommy and daddy's time, date night, connection time. Do you follow me? It's good for them to see that example. It's good for them to know why and what it's about and what you're prioritizing that date night for your spouse. Does that make sense? I hope you can really grab a hold of this because this will change your marriage just by setting the standing appointment. If you don't have a standing appointment and date night with your spouse, with your wife, this is a men's edition, on Saturday night, I'm here to challenge you to say, please do it today. Right now, you can make that decision. And you can tell your wife tonight, you would say, tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, I want you to be ready. I'm going to take you on a date. It's time. I'm going to put it in our calendar as well. We're going to make it a priority. It won't always happen every single Saturday night, but I'm going to do my best. Unless something comes up, that is my new appointment, is with you. I love you. I should have done this a long time ago, and I'm going to make it a priority now. And she may not believe you at first. I'm just saying, guys, she may not believe you because you've probably said stuff like that and you haven't followed through. There's the confidence to do it, the courage and confidence to do it. Communicate it with her, and then be committed and follow through. Follow through. Commitment means follow through and do it and keep on doing it. Do you hear me, please? Maybe you're having struggles in your marriage. This will make a difference. This will make a difference, I promise. Make it special. And then now we got date night adventures, right? Now you're on the date and still talking to the married men. What do you talk about? Well, yesterday we talked about sparring, and it's the same even for married men. With married men, you could do feldspar. Depends on where you are in those letters. And, maybe you 1 week you talk about spiritual and physical and just keep talking about these goals and things that you're doing and what you enjoy about working on these things together, right? Having these goals and targets that you're both moving towards and having that conversation, purposeful conversation about what do we believe and why. Continuing to have that conversation about spiritual life and how that has evolved. Like recently, Chantel and I were talking about this, and I was having a conversation with one of our clients. Like Chantel and I have a new focus this year and definitely talking about God as Father instead of God even. And instead of even talking about Jesus, talking about the Father, Papa, Abba, knowing him as Father. And yes, the road to the Father is through Yeshua, but that's what we believe is the focus needs to be on the Father and connecting with Abba, Papa, a good Father, and knowing that he wants to yoke with you, knowing that he wants to love you well and that he has an inheritance for you, but you have to step into your identity. You see what I mean? Like that's a little different than just, knowing Yeshua as my savior and his blood was shed so that I could, have access to the Father like that and that Jesus is my savior. Like a lot of people believe, I believe Jesus is my savior. I do believe that, but deeper than that and a different focus. That's what we believe. The focus needs to be on the Father. And too much the focus has been on the Son, which then creates a victim mentality where I need a savior. And you do, but you don't need to stay there. Yeshua himself, Jesus himself said that he came so that we might know the Father. Those are his words. And then when the disciples asked him, how do we pray? He said, we pray our Father. He didn't say our God and literally, if you go back to the original writing, he said Father, Abba, an endearing reference to him, the one, the only, the Alpha, the Omega, 160 or 180 times, I believe it is. And he only referenced him honorably as God, as the God, like a third of that, like 60 times, 40 or 60 times, something like that. I don't have numbers in front of me. But the point is he was constantly calling him Father. And by the way, same thing in Genesis. Lucifer in the garden referred to him as God to create that separation. That was like what he was speaking out when he was walking in the garden, walking and talking with Adam and Eve. When you see him referenced, he's referenced as a father. But Satan wants you to think of him as God and not this intimate connection with him as a father. He walked and talked with Adam and Eve in the garden and was very close to them, very connected. And that was broken. And that's what needs to be restored, that relationship with the Father. And it happens through the Son. It's necessary to have a sacrifice for someone to pay the price. I'm super grateful that that's what Jesus did. Very grateful. But my point is, we need to talk more about the Father and that connection to the Father. It will change your identity. It will help you to understand your authority. It will help you to understand and be more confident. It will help you to have a more powerful identity in the Father. And guess what? You will get better results having a better identity. You really will. Okay. So, sorry, I don't even know how I got on that. Oh, spiritual. I was giving you an example of what Chantel and I believe because we talk about these things and have these conversations. And they're very purposeful. And then physical, yes, we've got to get back to working out. Like this is what we love. And we're trying to figure that out now with our schedule and things happening. We're doing a 5K next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. We're just going to do it. Called the Frosty 5K in Indiana while we're there for the Epic Intensive. We're just going to do it. Even if we have to walk it. And make sure we have good shoes. Excuse me. And she has good shoes. I have good shoes. And we're just going to do it. Yeah. All right. That'll spark us and pump us back into working out again. I know it will. We need something. But it is a goal of ours. Matter of fact, we set up our year to where we have different February, May, August, November. We're doing things for our physical health goals in those months throughout 2026. Every 12-week year, as we refer to it as, we have something set up for our physical health, some target, some goal. This month, it happens to be a 5K. Thank God it's only a 5K and not a Tough Mudder or what else is next? I think in March, we have the, what is it called? Spartan Race. That's right. Actually, that's in May. But we might do one in March if we're going to do all three of them this year. We shall see. Because there's one in Atlanta, or you're right here in Covington, like less than 30 minutes from us, 20 minutes from us. We have to go and do it. We just need to. It's serious. Anyways, that's physical, right? Staying healthy. Chantel and I also are very aware and of the benefits of a keto lifestyle, where you stay in a more ketosis state, cut out the carbs, and stick to high protein, high fat, and the benefits of that for the brain, the mind, the body, the soul, spirit, like everything it affects, and good exercise. Like this is our physical goals. You hear me? Like and being really healthy. Fun fact: my wife is awesome and very healthy. Um, for life insurance, a couple years ago or a year ago, we got life insurance, and it was where you have to literally take the physical because you get rated based on your physical on your health, then you get cheaper rates for life insurance. My wife was in like the top 2% in the nation as far as health goes, so she got the highest rating you can get for life insurance, or I should say the top rating, but the best rates and the least expensive life insurance for her age. Because as you age, they tend to charge you more for life insurance. So point being is like supplements and things we take, oils, and she gives me supplements, and we take all kinds of different things to for what? For our health and our physical. We choose to pay up front instead of pay later. We pay for supplements and to be healthy and strong and educate ourselves on our health. I'm telling you our health goals because I know because we talk about it. Chantel and I talk about it. And this feldspar that I brought up is literally what we utilize to talk about different topics and to continue to remind ourselves different goals and targets in our life. We have the big three, and then we have feldspar. We'll talk about that sometime if you want to work on planning and goals and dreams, fulfilling those. We love that, and we do that very well, and we are very passionate about it. But this topic today is about date night, so that's a conversation. But I wanted to give you some things you can talk about and go after together as a couple being married. That's really fun, and you can do it actually as you're dating and hanging out with friends and learning what they're like, some of the things they like to do for fun and things they going after in their life. Well, you can connect and have that flow together as you get to know each other, and it helps mission in life to coordinate and collaborate and have fun together and be best friends, right? Seriously, best friends make the best spouse. If your spouse is not your best friend, I want to challenge you to work on that. There are ways you can become best friends if you're not there yet. It is awesome. It is epic. Epic your life. You want to epic your life? Epic your marriage then. All right, so that's married couples, and it's going to pertain to. But I was just giving you the example because yesterday we talked about the SP in sparring, in feldspar, where we talked about spiritual and physical. Those are some questions, some things you can talk about. Your goals, their goals in those two categories. Now let's talk about the A and the R: adventure, relationship. What kind of questions to ask and talk about? By the way, did you try some of this? Or are you willing to try to spar with your spouse on date night this week, tomorrow night? Or if you are dating or engaged, are you willing to spar with your spouse? Just give me a thumbs up. I'd love to see and hear that you're willing to do this, because it's good to have interaction on these videos. So I know you're hearing me. I know this is useful. I know you're applying it. That's why I'm here. It makes me know that this is beneficial to you. Short term, I'm not convinced keto is a health long term solution. Well, I'm glad you have that opinion. I might tell you that I've done a lot of research on it. I've lived it. I've walked it. I'm 49 years old. I am healthier than I ever have been in my whole life, and it's because I've lived more of a keto lifestyle, cutting out all the sugars, cutting out all the carbs that spikes your insulin. All has to do with insulin resistance. So, someone that, but I'm not the expert in this. Go plug into Dr. Dr. Boz, and see how she presents it, and you make your own decision. That's who I plug into. I love plugging into the best of the best and the experts, and she has the results. You shall know them by their fruit. She has the results. She's helped people with Alzheimer's. She's helped people with diabetes. She's helped so many people with health issues by getting them to eat sardines, actually. It's an interesting thing. But hey, you go do your research. I'm glad you put your opinion on there and that you're paying attention. Thank you. That means a lot. That you're answering and conversing with me. Great. All right. So now, adventure, relationship. What are some questions you can ask and talk about? Adventure's easy, right? Um, I mean, we've got adventures here that Chantel and I are doing. But again, adventure is like a hybrid of when you're forming someone. What do you like to do for fun? The recreation and form. You remember that? Well, you should if you've been paying attention and following us. Those are asking questions to get to know people, and then you continue to form your whole life. But adventure is really about, like, even that bucket list. You've heard that probably. Things you would like to do, dreams and goals, adventures you would like to have in life. And it is important to have adventure goals. So many times, and I've been guilty of this. We get busy working, we have all these goals in developing my life, and I have all these goals in developing my finances and family and relationship. And then all of a sudden we go like, am I still having fun? Am I still having adventures? Am I doing stuff that doesn't have a necessarily a purpose other than to have fun? Because sometimes I'm serious. I get so like everything has a purpose. Can I just have fun? Can I just do it because I want to have fun and adventure? Can I just do it because I want to have some adrenaline and just enjoy a roller coaster ride and just spend the day at an amusement park? Can I do that? Or what do you consider adventure? So when you're married, That does bring amazing fun and excitement in your marriage, even, and your children need to see it. If you're married, you have kids, and you're like, well, I can't find a babysitter. Look, I get it. Work on that. Be purposeful. Men, you. Oh, I can't find anybody I trust. My kids are young. I get it. What about family? What about, these licensed people that they do background checks on? And getting to know them, or reference from a family member or friend that trusted somebody for years. Or there's so many ways to do this. Date night, plan date night, make it a priority. And then plan and make it a priority, men, married men I'm talking to. Have you stopped doing adventures with your wife? And when I say adventures, more than just date night. I'm talking about, like, do you go and travel for overnight, 2 nights, 3 nights? Again, I know you have kids. I know they're younger, but you can do it. You can make this work. Make it a priority. It is important and powerful to have this. Do you have friends or family that you can trust and build relationship with to really get to know them, that you could trust them with them keeping your children, or them babysitting or watching your children for you? It's important and it's powerful. And you can trade, like, a couple or family that maybe they have children, you have children, you could, watch their kids for a weekend adventure while they go on an adventure, and then you could swap, and they watch your kids while you go on a weekend adventure. It's possible, because adventures are good. So you're married, you first have to talk about it. Like, on a date night, it's very powerful. Just ask what kind of adventures you want to do. I know if you've been married, you might know some, or maybe you don't. Maybe you've never asked that question, and that's okay. You can ask it tomorrow night on your date night. What kind of adventures do you want to do? What's your bucket list, babe? What is some of the things that you want to do before, you pass over, before you pass away and pass over? It's good. It's good to know and find out. I remember asking Phil, my Chantel's dad. It's Phil and Marlise. We built the house for here on the property. I remember asking him some of the things. I would ask him actively, like, what are some of the adventures and things he'd like to do. And one of them was Bigfoot. He was into Bigfoot. He appreciated Bigfoot a lot, and he had read on Bigfoot and Sasquatch and all the Yeti and the different names for Bigfoot. And he did believe that it was possible that there was something out there like this. And it was awesome, because before he passed away, I'm grateful that I took him to a Bigfoot museum and hung out with him and watched him just get all enthralled, and watching the different things and the sightings and the maps they had there, and all the different things they had for proof of there is a Bigfoot. And it was just cool to do that, to see him have his dream of wanting to do something like that and getting that opportunity. Same thing with mom, Marlise, who is still alive. And she wanted to ride in a sidecar. She's like, I've never done it. I want to do it. I've always seen it happen. And guess what? We did it. We even created a video about it, got pictures and videos of her riding in a sidecar. Well, how did I know that? And same with Chantel, horses, like, and same with me, as far as, like, having a tractor and a little backhoe and loving that thing called Sally. And so, again, what are some of your adventures and dreams, things that you love to do for fun? I know Hazel has mentioned skydiving. She wants to go skydiving. We're going to plan that and do that together. I wouldn't mind skydiving, just, again, the adrenaline, trying it. I've never done it yet. I'm open to it. Like, we've talked about it. Funny thing is, until my physical life got under control, I couldn't go skydiving. Like, they had a weight limit, 280 pounds. So I was pushing 300 pounds for years. And so now, being at the range around 250, it is possible now to go skydiving, meaning you have to go tandem skydiving, or you have to take the course, and you still have tandem skydive in the beginning, I believe, as you learn how to skydive. But the point being is, that's adventure stuff, right? What is your bucket list? What are some of the things you want? Maybe it's going to Bora Bora. Maybe it's another thing that Chantel wanted to do that was adventure, was go to Jamaica. She had never been there. And 2 years ago on her birthday, I took her there. Last year it was like, what do you want? What's the adventure you want to do? This year, in 2026 or 2025, and she said Greece. And we went to Greece, and it was awesome. I think this year it's going to be Israel. The challenge is is part of this year is we have baby Kalea coming. Hazel's our little grandbaby, Hazel's daughter. She'll be here in May. So, and that's our anniversary in May. So yeah, it's really interesting. Baby due on May 12th. So yeah, little Kalea, precious girl. So again, we got to talk about adventure and when we're going to squeeze that in. It's probably most likely going to be towards the end of the year, potentially, or I don't know. See, I haven't even figured out for 2026 what because of baby coming, what that's going to look like. So, what are you doing for adventure? And do you know what your wife wants to do for adventure and fun, bucket list type things? We need fun and adventure in our life. We need things to look forward to and move towards. Maybe it's a certain kind of vacation, going to a certain place. Maybe it's a certain amusement park or a certain museum or going to a certain kind of um, hike or trails that you've always wanted to do a group of trails. Jay Taylor, my brother-in-law, it's amazing. Years he did, I think 20 years or 15 years of hiking this huge trail in California. Every year he'd go away for a week and go hiking, and it's amazing. Really into that. He's a backpacker, so and really good at it. So those are adventure things. Now, if you're dating, do you know what her desires are too, as well, as far as in her adventures list, what kind of adventure she wants to go on? If this is your first date, like I told you yesterday, maybe just spiritual stuff you're asking and talking about, health and physical goals might be all for that first date. Then the second date, now you can talk more and you have something new and interesting to talk about and asking questions in person, face to face, eye contact, smiling, going on a date again, whether it's coffee or dinner or make sure when you're choosing a date, by the way, don't go to a movie. You can. I'm not saying if you're married and dating or you're engaged, you can. But if this is like your first, second, third date, don't go to a movie. Like you can, but I'm just saying, like, there's something important about face to face, facing each other and actually getting to know each other and having a conversation. The movie, you're both facing a screen, you're watching a movie. Again, you could have an emotional connection through the movie, and maybe it's a good, inspiring movie or a love story or something you both enjoy. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying don't make that a scapegoat. Well, we're just going to go to a movie because you don't want to have a conversation, you don't know what to say. Don't use that as a scapegoat, okay? Be purposeful with your date night. Even if you're married, like it's okay to go to movies occasionally, but don't make that your main thing. Chantel and I will occasionally go to a movie, a good movie that we both wanted to see, or we've been waiting for this movie to come out, and it's fun. We enjoy doing it together, right? Because then we talk about the movie and things like that afterwards. But I wanna just say that because again, it is very powerful to sit, have coffee, sit across from each other, play some cards. You can eat dinner. You can drink some coffee. That's an adventure Chantel and I have gone on before too, where we go to this place that have drinks and appetizers, and they have, I think, like 500 games there. You can go and pick a game out and pay by the hour to play a game together. And you have a little table and you play a game together. It was fun. We did Scrabble, I think, one night. We were like, I haven't played Scrabble in a long time. It was fun. We enjoyed it actually. And so again, what kind of adventure can you have? So now if you're on your second date with this person, talking about adventures could be a great new topic to talk about. What do you have in life that you want to do? What are some of your adventure goals? I guarantee most people have never been asked that, adventure goals. Well, what is it that you want to do? Is your bucket list of things you want to have fun with in life, and it's a goal that you would like to do someday. Big goal that's about having fun and adventure. I know for me, one thing I'm just now thinking of this, I would love to do is go to Atlantis. It's a really high end type resort that part of it's underwater. That'd be cool. And I know Jesse Kaufman, as a matter of fact, that's one of his adventure bucket lists to adventure goals is to stay in a hotel that's underwater and like a huge aquarium. I think it would be amazing too to have that experience. So just again giving you some examples, but in conversation it's fun to ask that stuff. And remember, you're on a date again, second date. What do? We always initially form We ask, maybe when you hear family, it's what personal things you know about them that they're going through. You just check in on them. Like I have a friend who his dad went into the hospital um, last night, and so this morning I was checking in with him. How's dad doing? And he's all. I also happen to know he's traveling. I'm like, have safe travels today, and if you need anything or any way I can support you and your dad being in the hospital, please let me know. That's being a friend. That's the F family, right? When you're, or you could say what you're familiar with them about, and it's a personal understanding connection with them. So you ask personal and connection questions. So again, this is part of forming when you get initially on the date and you're connecting. So how are you? You know something. Maybe they pulled a muscle in their shoulder working out, and you can say, "How's that shoulder doing? Have you been putting icy hot on, or did you ice it, or is it getting loosened up? Have you been working it, or just something you know personal about them that you ask about?" Because again, you've by this time you probably found out family members, whether they where they're from, all those things, right? Those things in the basics of forming, but in the ongoing of forming, it's checking in with them personally. And then the O is occupation. What did you occupy your time with? If they work at a job, then you can ask about that job, and even, well, how's things been going at work? I know you have this, and this going on at work, but do you see what I mean? How it's personal stuff, personal connection. You're on your second date. You're asking about how things are going in their personal lives and things that they maybe a family member or friend or something they had going on that they shared with you that you can ask about and check in. The job that they do, or what they occupy their time with. Maybe they're a coach or a mentor, and you can ask them, how's that going? I know you told me you were going to do some mentorships. Did those go well? Just being genuinely interested in their life. That's loving people well, whether it's your wife, whether it's your best friend, whether it's a friend you work with, which just happens to be the one I'm talking about as a friend I work with. And so again, that's important that's what relationships are all about. And then recreation, it could be, so did you do anything fun lately, or what was your favorite part of your day yesterday? If maybe you talk to them like this is your spouse or someone you're dating often, or again, you're on your second date, right? For those that this is your first date, what do you do? What do you do on your second date? Well, again, you continue to form them, but on the more personal type of forming. Okay, the acronym. Now, after you kind of just checked in with them personally, then hey, you're eating dinner, you've ordered your food, right? And you look beautiful tonight. I I love the way you did your hair. I love the way you dressed. You're well put together tonight. Compliments are very beneficial. Compliments are very good. It's very good. It's awesome to see you tonight. I really appreciate how you're put together. Right? How nice you look. That again, I'm trying to think of a level of not being so like, again, that's if you're dating and it's like your first, second date, you could compliment for sure. It's very beneficial. Remember, I said bring flowers too. This can go for if you're engaged and dating regularly as well. Bring flowers, complimenting, edify. It's really good to lift someone up and notice something good about them, some way that they fix themselves up and presenting well to you and for you. That's amazing. Compliment them, thank them for that. Same thing with your wife, though. It's a good thing too. With your wife, though, I hope it's more advanced. Like, baby, you are looking hot and sexy tonight. You know what? I cannot wait to get you home after our date. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, next level when you're married. Seriously, that is your ticket to be sexual, your ticket to show desire, tell her desire, grab her booty. I mean, seriously, man, let's go. Like, that's progression in relationship, and continue to progress, continue to desire her, continue to pursue her. Okay. Now, that's adventure. All right. And then as you form, catching up, but then you're on your second date. For those guys who are single and working on dating, second date, asking them, going to adventure, like, what are some of your adventure goals in life? What's your bucket list? Love to hear what it is you want to do someday that you've not done yet. It's an adventure goal. That's powerful to ask those questions and learn about her, get her to smile and think about dreams that she may have of adventure. And then the R, relationship. It works across the board again. What relationships? If you're married, it's like, what can I do to improve our relationship? Am I a safe place? These are questions you can ask again when you're married. Okay, because you're working on continuing to develop that relationship. Am I a safe place? What can I do to improve? What have I improved since the last time we talked about this? Because cycling through those questions these are what we call power questions in a marriage. What can I do to improve? How have I improved since the last time we talked about this? And periodically going through this, we train and teach on doing it every 9 weeks, cycling through and asking these questions. And and then being able to ask that question has to do with development of your relationship. Being a safe place is important. Improving in your relationship connection with your spouse is important. So that's part of progression, and talking about the progression of that, because the R in sparring is about relationship goals. And then talking about what can things we can do to improve and spice up our intimacy, spice up our relationship, connect better. Maybe it's a conversation about what what your spouse, meaning if you're the wife talking to your husband, or if you're the husband talking to your wife, what they can do that you really enjoy in your connection, your intimacy. But hey, I'd love for you to do this. And yeah, fun fact, when Chantel and I are open about this, I expressed some things about lingerie and stuff. We've had it sporadically throughout our marriage and relationship. But recently, when I was out of town at the orphanage in Mexico, I came back and she sent me some pictures of her we were meeting at a hotel. It was really awesome. I set it all up. Booked a hotel for when I got back, even though it was you call it a staycation, because we live in I was flying back into Atlanta, and it was New Year's Day, and we booked a hotel in downtown Atlanta from the airport. And then I took an Uber. I told her I'll meet you at the hotel, and she sent me some pictures. She was in lingerie, so it was really awesome. I was like, "Oh, let's go!" Like spicing it up, baby. It's so good. She heard me, but that was part of the relationship request. Like, and again, our marriage is awesome, super spicy, super intimate. Like we do challenges and help people in that area as well to have better marriages. And guess what? She still is doing things that the same, asking what I can improve in our intimacy. How can bless her in our intimacy and our connection, physical connection. So there you go, man. That's part of the relationship goals. And even developing relationships with others. Chantel and I have talked about that too. Like, people we want to hang out with more, people want to connect with more. Do we create standing appointments? Mom, dad, when we were doing that and booking connection with them on a regular basis, because we know we have busy lives. You have to be intentional and purposeful for relationships to develop and grow. There you go. So the goal in relationship for marriage. And then same when you're engaged, dating. Hello. If you're dating or living together, engaged, it's time to advance your relationship goal and plan the wedding. I'm serious. That's a relationship goal, by the way. If you're dating, if you're living together, which I don't agree with, but I know people do. Okay, so I'm just going to call you out. Progress that relationship. Plan the wedding, plan the engagement, get engaged, ask her to marry you already. And then, you know, get married. Have witnesses there. Declare it before God and everyone, your friends and family members, that you really love her. Honor her that way. Come on. Seriously, you got this. That's what it's about. Get over your lack of confidence, please. Honor her and bless her in that way. Now, the single guy. I'm going to end with this. When you're on R, it's your relationship goals of what you are doing to progress. It's like, and I love this about sparring, because it's like you get to know where they are in relationships. So, what are some of your goals for relationships? It's very easy to say that. And they're like, what do you mean? Well, like, do you want to get married someday? Do you want to have kids? Where do you see yourself going in your relationship? Some of you are like, what? You would ask that? It's part of the conversation development. Like, this is why our people have such success in connection. It's why our people have such success in having epic marriages. It's about the process. asking good questions. We know I've interviewed couples been married 50, 60 years and don't even ask these questions to each other. They don't keep engaging and connecting with each other. They might be married and have a good marriage, but this is epic, y'all. Epic. So it's like even in that transition of processing and getting to know someone, it's good to know where they want to go in their relationships. Because maybe you want to be married in the next and engaged within the next 12 weeks and you're bold enough to say that. Well, here it is, you're in February and you're like, well, I have a plan to be engaged by May. And you have the confidence to say that. And they're like, whoa, wow. So you're dating someone? You're like, no, but I'm, you know, working on that. And you're smiling, saying it to them. It's confidence. You see what I mean? Now, you might be scared to death thinking about that. You're crazy for asking that or saying that. No, it's good development of relationships. It's good development of where you're going, where you're heading. That'll say a lot about the person that you're on a date with. So again, it's adventure goals and things and getting excited. And then also like, when do you see yourself getting married, or what level, or where do you want to go with relationships? What are some of your goals for relationships? This is good. And they may say, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Okay. And what does that look like for you? Even are you interested in having children? Because again, this is part of the relationship development, right? Having children, getting married, having kids, knowing where they stand in that whole understanding of where they want and what they want in their life. Hopefully this is helpful and beneficial. And hopefully you'll take action on this. Give your best after rest to your spouse or to your fiance or someone you're dating. Or even if you want to you're working on dating someone, you got their phone number, you're forming them, building a relationship. Go on a date Saturday night, tomorrow night. And you're going to get to hear in a little bit, probably about a half hour or so, which choice Chantel chooses of the two date nights. I already know, but it's going to be fun to see her response. So join me back here, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So when we go live again, my wife and I, you'll get to see some of her thoughts and opinions on this stuff. Um, and we'll continue on developing relationship. Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker. My name is Carlos Campos. Honor and privilege to be blessing and connecting and helping Amish singles to find godly spouses, create epic marriages that and develop long lasting legacy that is rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Have a great day. Hey, look at this. Interesting people. Oh my goodness. All right. Dustin, good morning, brother. Thanks for being here. Sheila, thank you. Oh, am I going through these too fast? You said good morning. If you go skydiving, you will be pumped. I cannot imagine you more pumped. I know, right? I really would. I love it. I love adrenaline. I do love having fun like that. Oh, this is good. See, I like disagreements. Like and subscribe to our channel. Hopefully, through communication and learning, we are experts in this world, and we seriously have helped restore people's hope in marriage. It is possible to have epic. It is, and I do believe God designed it that way. But I love that someone disagrees. That's cool. Oh, chug, chug, chug. Wait, it's cold. I'm ready for another one. See, Chantel's here. Isn't that an awesome wife? That she would offer to come bring me coffee. I love you. Thank you. Just make me some more coffee because she's up now. So I got to go. We have our Epic 30 we're going to be doing. And this guy, I was a Christian and I was married to a Christian woman who cheated. She took everything and continuously tries to sabotage my relationship with my daughter. I feel you. And we've worked with clients that have gone through the same thing. I totally get it. By the way, we've been doing this for Chantel and I, matching people up and helping people in relationship for almost 15 years. We've seen it all. Seriously. And I'm so sorry you're going through that. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get to hear us interact and see that there is hope. We have events, we have trainings that I do believe will help you. And by the way, Christian, that whole term, Yeah, just because someone has the badge, the fish, or say they're Christian, doesn't necessarily mean they are walking. You know, there's fruit. You shall know them by their fruit. Sorry for that fruit, but also I want to tell you that epic is possible, and you should become epic first. It says 100%. So I liked and subscribe. Thanks, man. Or yeah, I would assume you're a man. So God bless you, and we'll see you back here in a little bit. Get to see our adventures and watch the recording of this. Maybe it's beneficial, or maybe you don't want to go on any dates right now. I get it. So, whatever. We're here to bless you and support you every morning at 5 a.m., every weekday morning. I'm here. Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker. God bless you.